Hi, my name is Anna Danforth. I wanted to hop on here and read a short excerpt for you from the book called Raising a Family Overseas, which is available on Amazon. This is from chapter 5. It is called Scheduling the Last Few Weeks, and it is across the board one of the chapters that people who have lived overseas say will be the most helpful with practical tips for helping families have a smooth transition to wherever they're moving to. I am reading this from my farm in South Africa, and so I do apologize if you get interrupted by dogs or chainsaws or birds. That is just my life over here, and this is the quietest corner of the farm that I could find. So this is called Scheduling Your Last Few Weeks, just the first part of it. If you haven't left for your assignment yet, this chapter will be your saving grace in creating a healthy transition for your family, getting the closure you each need, giving your friends closure, and prioritizing your list of tasks. If left unplanned, this important step in the process can bring on panic and regret. The purpose of this chapter is to offer tips to plan an intentional closure for your home country and your primary relationships. When I asked parents overseas for one piece of advice to families scheduling their last few weeks before moving, the response was overwhelmingly consistent. Block off your last few days. Get everything packed 2 weeks before going. Spend time with the people you love. It sounds like a great plan, but carrying these out takes discipline, planning, and being okay with disappointing some people. Let's break these down further. Block off the last few days. You may find it helpful to actually cross out the last 3 days on your calendar before departure. Do not make any commitments for those 3 days. Let your kids know the expectations for those days. They're untouchable by friends and distant family. This is a time to focus on your kids, last-minute details, and your closest family. A few months before your departure, you may find it helpful to post your departure date on social media and that your last 3 days are reserved for immediate family. This is an opportunity for reality to sink in with your friends that you're leaving. What has been a reality for you for a long time will take much longer to sink in for them. The last few weeks are an opportunity for them to reach out to you for one last coffee date. Your last 3 weeks, make a short list of your top few friends you want to see individually. Each person in your family needs a chance to do this. Schedule as many of your adult get-togethers during the daytime as possible while your kids are at school. When you leave each meeting, that is goodbye. You'll want to say, "I'm sure I'll see you one more time." Or your best friend might say, "I'll stop by one last time." This is when you need to remind yourself that this is the last time. This is when you say, "I wish we could see each other again, and I hate that this is goodbye. Thank you so much for one last get together. I'm so glad I got to see you." Failure to do this means that everyone will be stopping by or calling to get together yet one more time during your last few precious days when your kids need you the most. Trust me, reality is going to set in for everyone the week before you go, and you will be getting calls, messages, and pressure from every side to meet with everyone and their cousin one last time. It's going to be awkward to say no. You're going to disappoint some people. You aren't going to see everyone you hoped, but your priority is your family. This safeguards your family from being overextended right before a pivotal move in your family life. Your boundary is set. The last days are blocked off. They belong to you, your spouse, and your kids. An American pilot who grew up in Venezuela and is raising his children in Peru stressed the importance of communicating with children during transition. I know this sounds like a no-brainer, but take time to meet their needs even when life is crazy and hectic, especially during seasons of big change. Our kids are young, so I could tell that even though they did not understand why their life was changing, they knew that change was in the air. They saw their stuff either being left behind for later, sold, or given away. We tried to take time to explain what we were doing, even when it was not convenient to do so. My youngest son got to where he did not like to leave our side for fear of the uncertain. However, every time we sat with him and explained what we were doing, it seemed to help ease his mind. An American woman who raised her kids in Haiti affirmed the importance of graciously declining last-minute get-togethers. Save your last few weeks for family and closest friends, as well as enjoying the things you've loved in your home city. If supporters or churches have waited until the last moments to schedule dinners, meetings, or home groups, graciously protect that time and inform them they'll have to reschedule the next time you're stateside. Ask the kids things that they'd like to say goodbye or see you later to. Saying goodbye to even small things such as bus stops, parks, favorite ice cream shops, school, etc., can have a big impact on the emotional health of kids as they process their goodbyes. A mom who raised her children in Lesotho, Spain, and the US shared what she learned about preserving the last days for family. Spend the time with the people you love the most. I remember feeling very stretched to say goodbye to everyone. Also, I preferred to have people come to me. At that stage, we were living with my parents, and it felt less chaotic to have people come to us. A missionary kid who was raised in the Democratic Republic of Congo, the US, the Central African Republic, and Cameroon shared the importance of doing things out of the ordinary for kids to create their own closure. I also think it's important to make the trips and say the goodbyes, even if it means spending money or letting your kids stay out later at night or whatever. Let them have the closure they need. It might be goodbye parties or whatever, or it might be goodbye parties where they can connect with multiple people or just sitting on the back porch talking. A woman who raised her children in Indonesia affirmed the importance of taking time for hugs and snuggles with kids. This can be a chaotic time logistically, finishing up all those details. It's going to be messy and emotional. That's okay. Make sure your family has time with their friends and to say goodbye to meaningful places. Take the time to collect memories, like taking lots of pictures, letting your kids exchange photos or letters with friends. When we moved from one location in Indonesia to another, we had our family photo printed onto keychains, which the kids gave out to friends. Take the time to hug your kids too. Time for snuggles can get lost in the busyness, but can be comforting for all, and give lots of space for tears and grief. The kids' sadness doesn't negate that the move will be good for all in the long run. It shows the love and connection we made to that place and our friends there, which is a beautiful thing. This chapter goes on to talk about how to dedicate a space in your home for packing so that your whole home doesn't become a chaos zone. It talks about how to pack your stuff. It has tips for helping kids pack their stuff and letting them pack their own stuff so that they have ownership in the process. There are all kinds of practical tips in here, as well as helping kids articulate lasts through art and conversations. So I will leave you with this. I hope you enjoyed this. Kind of gives you a taste of things to come if you get the book, and I would love to hear your feedback on it.